Favorite fintech company? Here in London, Transferwise seem to be doing really good stuff. I haven't actually used it myself to convert money, but apparently they are just like breaking the banks. It's another case of banks had been eking out all this easy money on foreign exchange, and Transferwise again just saying like, no, actually it's going to work this way, and I think that's a really troubling trend for banks, which is like they're being unbundled by all these different companies. You have if I want to actually sell things in my like cafe or at a farmer's market or whatever, I use Square or iZettle or one of these. If I want to like sell things online, I probably use Stripe. If I want to transfer money, I use Transferwise. If I want to like take out a short-term loan, I use Funding Circle or
Bongo or whatever,
or in the US there's like Prosper and Elon and stuff. And so you go from a world where like you have banks with these like stone columns on the high street providing like all these services and this whole like platform of services to like all these different companies on the internet for each different thing, and like gradually if you keep removing things, I mean like there's not a whole lot left, and so I think that's a troubling trend for
banks. I mean that was you have one more question, but that's kind of the last question. Is it get to a point where banks aren't necessary? You don't need to put the money here to move it to here. We can all be
so I'm trying to think what services will stay with banks for the next while. Certainly, like banks, because of the way the regulatory environment has evolved, a lot of these, if you talk to Transferwise, they're probably built on a bank, and so they like hold the money in the meantime, like in a bank. And so like banks are pretty good at storing money, and they're pretty good at like being regulated and like managing regulations. And so I think it will certainly see for a long time, all these services that I mentioned, like Stripe, Square, iZettle, Wonga, whatever, they all like back end to a bank. A bank sits behind them at some point, but is in no way exposed to the consumer. And so I think you'll see banks for a long time being like the platform upon which all these various services are built. I think the problem for banks is that then becomes a commodity. If I just need you as like a dumb store of money, then it's like a race to the bottom of like which bank can be the cheapest dumb store of money. And so banks traditionally have always like claimed that they're like relationship businesses, and they have the ad on TV with like the handshake and whatever. At least it's this way in America. And as they move away from being like relationship businesses and more towards being a utility, then it's just like I can get electricity from this company or this company, and I'm just going to look at the like number of cents per kilowatt.
Price, right.
Really interesting about London community, I find, is there's a lot of camaraderie.
Entrepreneurs for government, they're really hacking the system.
It could be a little like that. And you're talking about like free flow of ideas.